Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about home theater technology that's going to allow you to transform any room in your home, no matter how small it is, into a home theater experience. Think about this. If you have 10 inches between the wall and the projector, you're going to be able to get a 90-inch screen. If you have 18 inches, you're going to be able to get a large format 130-inch screen. Think about that movie experience, right? This projector also is a trichroma laser. That means that you're going to get high color accuracy. You're going to get deep colors if you really like those deep colors, deep blacks, just an overall amazing experience when you're watching movies. But if that wasn't enough, and let's say you're a gamer and you'd love to have a 130-inch gaming experience, this projector has an auto low latency mode that is going to allow you to play your games in 4K with a 30 millisecond latency mode. Pretty spectacular. We're talking about the Hisense PX1-Pro. And this is a projector that Neil and I saw at CES this year, and we're dying to get our hands on it. And it's actually here, and we've been testing it for the last several weeks. Now, we want to thank Hisense for providing this product for review on the channel. And also, in this video, we're in partnership with projectorscreen.com. We're going to have all their information in the description area. They can help you really configure, get the best experience with these projectors so that you can have an amazing experience right out of the box. All their details are going to be found below, and I highly recommend that you check out their site so you can get all the details you need. So let's go ahead and check out the specs. I'll share with you my video experience and why you should consider this as your next home theater solution for your home. Now, the PX1-Pro is a trichroma laser projector that is going to give you an image as small as 90 inches all the way up to 130 inches, and you don't really need a big room to do so. You have a really bright laser that's going to project at 2,200 lumens, and it also is 107% Rec 2020, HDR10, and the laser itself life, you will never have to worry about changing this thing. 25,000 hours, that's a long time. You'll never change it. The other thing is that it has a lot of connectivity. And a couple things that I really like. First of all, it has two HDMI 2.1 ports, and it also has eARC. And again, we've talked about eARC before on the channel, and this is what's going to give you that amazing audio experience, especially if you want to connect a sound bar to it. But rest assured, if you don't want to do one yet, or you're working on a budget and you want to build your home theater, we're going to talk about the speakers in a couple seconds. But again, if you're looking to expand, it has eARC technology as well as two USB-A ports that you're going to be able to work with. Now, also has optical out, which is one of the more older formats of audio, and then also has Ethernet capabilities. Now, the one thing that sets this projector apart also is that auto low latency mode. And it's going to give you the ability to play on your PlayStation 5 or on your Xbox 4K gaming at, again, 30 milliseconds latency. Right? So you're going to be able to have a really good gaming experience with this projector. The other thing that we have is that it also has keystone correction. Now, not only does it have all these points that you can work with, but one of the things it does that's really simple is that you literally, all you have to do is point your phone at the screen, and then you hit the button, you take a picture, and it will automatically adjust the screen so that it fits perfectly within the actual frame of the screen that you're projecting to. That couldn't be easier than that. Now, the one thing that I'm also really excited about this projector is the fact that it includes Android TV. So if you're looking to not have any dongles or anything in there, it literally has everything that you need to start streaming all your favorite content right out of the box. Bluetooth as well, Wi-Fi, and then it has this technology which is called MEMC that's going to allow, especially when you're playing, let's say, games or watching, let's say, football, baseball, any kind of sports or fast action moving, where you want to make sure that things look nice, smooth, and fluid. This projector has that as well. It has 30-watt speakers, so again, if you are thinking of upgrading later and using that eARC, but right now you're on a budget, this has a fantastic audio experience as well, and you're going to be able to get, with the eARC and the experience that we're talking about, Dolby Atmos and also Dolby Digital type experiences. So overall, amazing audio and video experiences. Now, our experience with the Hisense PX1-Pro has been pretty spectacular. We use the projector in all different type of settings, and as you saw in our room setting, which you'll see in a couple seconds, we basically have 6 windows that are open. And we like to have our windows open. We like the natural light. We have cellular blinds, which are not wood, and they're not going to be blackout. So with the blinds open or all the way up, you can see my video experience. When we close the blinds, which doesn't do much because, again, these are cellular blinds, look at the video experience that you got. And then in absolute darkness, you have a spectacular video experience. So This projector performs extremely well in no matter which situation you're in. As long as you're pairing it up with a good ALR. I always recommend that you have a good ALR screen, which is what I have, and that basically means that it's going to eliminate any light coming around it, and it's going to give you that best experience. Now the gaming mode worked really well. We have a PlayStation 5, we have an Xbox. It also, what I like, you don't have to push a button. You just start playing and it knows, and then it does its thing. And then also the Android TV application that it has performed extremely well for us. All our streaming, we consumed everything from it. I typically use an NVIDIA Shield, but I wanted to see how well this worked. It worked really, really well. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into take a look at all of the settings, things that you may want to configure, and we'll learn more about the projector close up. Now this is one of the smallest and thinnest ultra short throw projectors that we reviewed in the channel. You notice that small, very thin footprint, does have legs both in the front and the back. Really, this is just a nice little treatment that it has here, power button here. You have also your light sensors here, so that if you have the auto off feature on, someone gets close to it, it's going to turn off. While the top looks like it's a sliding drawer or something that would cover the lens, it does not move. That's something that's stationary. Now the other cool feature about just ultra short throws in general, especially if you're new to short throws, is that notice the distance that we have from the wall to the actual projector. Not a lot of distance, and I have a 123-inch screen. You can see that you have your power button here, you have some venting on the side, and this projector runs ultra quiet. Now, the next thing we're going to take a look at is how quiet this is. So we're going to do a sound floor, right? We're going to basically take the noise, the ambient noise first that's in the room, and then we're going to get a little bit closer to it just to see how much noise is being generated. I have dogs in the house, I have things going on like everyone does, so you'll hear some of that. So let's go ahead and stay quiet, and then we'll see what the sound floor is. All right, so you're looking at 29 to 31. Let's get closer to the projector now. It's currently on. All right, my dogs are walking around a little bit, but you saw that it's just raising it just, anywhere about 5 decibels based on the fan noise that's coming from it, but this is super quiet. Now in the back of the projector, you have an antenna cable input, you have your optical out, you have 2 HDMI ports, right? And you'll notice that one of them is an eARC, and that's what I'm using for my audio, and I'm using a high-end cable from Austere to make sure I get the best audio quality and video quality coming from this projector. I also then have on the corner there a USB-A port. You also see that you have a serial, LAN, and also you have a servicing port. And one of the first things I wanted to describe is the room where we're using the projector. So this is a room that has a lot of light. It actually has 6 windows. I have windows to the back and all the way around, and you can see the amount of light that's coming in. And you can also see our dogs just right there. So basically, very well lit area, and you can see the overall image quality that we're getting from the actual Hisense projector. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be switching sides for a second, and we're going to take a look at various shots. We're going to see shots of the projector with the blinds open. We're going to see shots of the projector with the blinds closed, and then we'll see shots of the projector in complete night. So there'll be no light source whatsoever. Now, one of the cool things about this projector is that this is truly a theater in the box. You have everything that you need to have a fantastic theater experience, starting from having a fantastic image to having embedded part of the projector itself. No additional sticks, no dongles, nothing to connect. You have Android TV, which is going to give you an incredible experience when it comes to movie viewing and content. The actual operating system, the Android TV, is, again, going to be full version of it, giving you access to the full library of apps that are available on this and so many other devices that are in the form of a dongle maybe or of an add-on, but everything here is included. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the settings area, and we're not going to go through every single setting, but I'm just going to go over the things that I think are going to be important to you. So the first thing we'll take a look at is the picture. In the picture, you do have the ability to go into the laser luminance, and I'm leaving everything as a standard setting. The automatic light sensor is off. In my case, I have no small children, but if you do, I highly recommend that you leave this on. It is on by default, and don't turn it off. It is a laser, right? So you want to make sure that that's enabled. And then the light sensor shift, I'm leaving it as is. Under picture mode, you do have the ability to go from vivid to a whole host of different options. I kind of prefer using vivid and then also filmmaker mode, which is all the way at the bottom. It gives you kind of like the view as intended by the director, and then you have a lot of different choices that you can choose. I don't really choose game because it does it automatically for you, especially if you're playing with your PlayStation or any other game console. Contrast, brightness, you can see all those settings here. You also then have the ability to really change the picture size. I leave it at wide. You also have, if you want these settings to be applied to all of the HDMI connections or all the sources, which I think is fantastic, because if you do have different, let's say for example, something connected to HDMI 1 or HDMI 2, you could have them configured differently, right? That's pretty smart. Under advanced settings, you do have the ability to take a look at and modify your color temperature. This is, again, we talked about this during the intro. This is the motion enhancement, so the speed options, especially if you're having fast moving, I would say either movies or any type of content that you're consuming. Noise reduction, we won't go into that. And then you notice the filmmaker mode, I have it on auto detection too, so that's pretty cool. And then instant game responses also, I have it set at auto as well. On the calibration area, you do have the ability to adjust your hue, your saturation, and your brightness, as well as each one of the colors. I'll leave that as standard. Your white balance, your gamma calibration, and then also your RGB, for those of you who are really into that kind of thing. You do also have the ability to choose what type of screen you have. In this case, I have the ALR. And then you could also go through the correction, right? The auto geometric correction is basically going to use your phone to take a picture of how the screen is being projected, and then it's going to automatically correct it for you. You also then have your geometric correction, which is going to be, going into each one of these points. That's going to allow you to make the adjustment. You can see how I have mine adjusted. So this, again, is going to give you the ability to have a lot of flexibility around the kind of screen that you have, and then make the right adjustment. Now, what I would say is you want to try to get your screen to be aligned without doing much adjustment, because as you do that adjustment, you do lose quality. So I highly recommend that you try to align things as best as you can before you actually do any kind of geometric correction. So just make sure you watch that out. And then check out the focus adjustment. And then on the focus side, this is important. It got really bright, but basically what you're going to be able to do here is just adjust and make sure that you can read those words. Nilda suffers from vertigo, so if we're watching any kind of show and the focus isn't right, or the geometric correction is off, it drives her nuts. And I can tell you with this projector, we don't have that problem. Now, the last area that we'll go into is going to be the sound area, and here you can adjust. Again, I have mine connected to ARC and then also eARC. I have tested this with the speakers themselves, and they sound great, but I prefer to listen to this through a surround sound system. And we have tested this and compared it to other systems that have eARC capabilities, and I have to say that I feel that this system, the Hisense platform, is louder, is richer than the other systems that we've tested to date that use eARC. So double thumbs up for having a great implementation of eARC. So guys, that wraps up our review of the Hisense PX1-Pro. See you in the next video.